to this advanced video tutorial on applying surface coverings. In today's tutorial I'll be using the apply floor covering to create a multiple zoned floor tiling. To begin, we need to be in perspective view, and we just go up to our call menu and we click on the apply floor covering tab. We'll be opened with this modify surface material window. First thing that we need to do here is to add a tiling image, a tiling material. This can be done by selecting one of the tiling materials that are readily available in the Advanced Graphics catalog. There's quite a number. If I just drag down here, you'll see all your options available for the tiles. We can also import our own images that we might find off the internet, and maybe we've edited something in a program like Photoshop. Just click on the Manage My Surface Material, and we see we have an option to import an image for just this design, or we can import an image into our library that will be available at any time. That's where all of these images are here. To display these materials, we just click on the Display My Surface Material tab, and that will bring through the materials that we've imported. I'm just going to select one of the materials that I've used, and here I can change the dimensions of my tile. I'm going to make it a 450. If I just press tab on my keyboard, it will take me to the next cell. I type in 450, and I can even adjust the orientation of these tiles. If I click on 45 degrees, we'll notice that the tiles have changed orientation. I'm just going to turn that back to 0. Right, once we select OK, we'll see our tiles are now on the floor area. Now, if I wanted the tiles completely centered to the room, we can see that these tiles are slightly shorter, probably by 150 millimeters or 100 millimeters, so we'd have to move them over, offset it to a different area. This can be done by clicking on this button, and we'll see a little crosshair on the screen. If I click on that crosshair, I can start moving it, and I have my X offset and Y offset on the left hand side. I can just start typing in. I want to move this over by 150. I hit tab on my keyboard, I type 150 again and just press enter, and this repositions the starting point from where our tiles will start, and now we have all the tiles centered to this particular room. Now, adding a new zone to the floor tiling, what we need to do there is to click on the add tiling zone toolbar, and at the top we come to our pen tools, and zone creation tool. This particular zone creation tool will create a rectangular zone. Once I select it, I just click anywhere inside of the design, click start dragging, and I can either do this freehand or I can enter in more precise measurements. I just start typing the measurement that I require, tab on my keyboard, start typing that measurement, and without pressing tab I hit enter on my keyboard, and it will create a new zone, zone 2. I can select zone 2 in this window over here, click on the add edit tiling. I just double click on my current tiled option and change it to a new one. We'll keep this at 450, and there we have a second zone. If we want to have this positioned more precisely in our design so it appears in line with the other tiles, we select zone movement tool. We then just click on the zone that we move, and as we can see, we can start moving around the design. This is positioned by X and Y offset from our start point, and I want this to be 600, and press tab on my X offset, and minus 600 on my Y offset. I hit enter, and this will be exactly in the middle, but we can see that this hasn't lined up exactly, so once again we just take our crosshair and move it over to our start point, and our tiles are now lined up precisely. The last feature I'm going to show you on the advanced floor covering, or floor covering option, is feature tiling. If I just come to this pull down menu, we have the option to add a feature tile. Now what the feature tile does, it allows us to put a single tile of a particular size in the design where our image will stretch over that entire space. So I know that this is a 450 by 450 tile, so two of those together equals 900. I can add a 900 by 900 tile and add that into the design. Can just straight away pick this up. Let's just clear that. We'll delete this this particular zone. Let's just add that again. There we go. Now I can just pick this up and start dragging it around. No need to click on the zone movement tool. That's the thing with the feature tile, it will just automatically start moving. And if I get into roughly the area that I'm looking for, I can type in the measurement that I need. Now that this will be 1950 up and probably 1950 in. So let me type in those horizontal and vertical positions. Sorry, that should be 1050. Okay, and there we have a feature tile add, and within here I can go and change the material to what I require.